Equations and their solution. Today you will be given an equation, and you will have to substitute a value, a number, for the variable. A variable is a letter that holds a place for a number, usually an x. At the end of the lesson, you should be able to answer the following question. Why do you think only one value works for the variable in each equation? On the side here, it says solution is a fancy word for answer. So what is substitution? Substitution is when we replace something with something else. So like here in front of the class in this first picture, but for some reason, let's say I'm not able to come to school for the day. Well, then I have to get a substitute to come in and replace me for the day, but they just are temporarily there to replace me until I come back. We do the same thing in math. So we have our 8 and we have our variable x here, and x is just holding a place for a number. When you see a number next to a variable like this, you have 8 and then the variable x. The hidden operation there is multiplication. So we just put a dot for multiplication, and then we can put any number we want for the variable. Okay, so let's put in 3. Well, we know that 8 times 3 is 24. So again, we could put any number there in place of x and get our answer. So now that we know what substitution is, we're going to look at one-step equations that you learned in 6th grade. So now that we know what substitution is, we're going to look at this question. Which of these values are a solution to the equation x divided by 7 equals 9? The values 28, 35, or 63. One of these numbers will make this equation true, so we have to see which one would be our solution. So we're going to take our equation, and where x is, there's a little box here that says drag number here, because we're going to substitute 28 in for x, and now we're going to solve this. What is 28 divided by 7? Well, if you don't know, 28 can go in my house, and 7 can go on the outside. And I know that 7 goes into 28 4 times. So 28 divided by 7 is 4. Is 4 equal to 9? No, it is not equal. So we put a little line through it. It's not equal. So this one is false, which means 28 cannot be my answer because it did not make this equation true. So now we're going to try our next value, 35. We're going to drag 35 to our box. And then we're going to ask ourselves, what's 35 divided by 7? And if we don't know, we're going to put 35 in the house. We're going to put 7 outside. We know 7 goes into 35 5 times, which is 35. So then we get 5. Is 5 equal to 9? No. So this one is also false. So 35 cannot be made my answer because it did not make this equation true. So the last number we're going to try is 63. We're going to drag 63 into our box in place of our x. So we're substituting in that 63. 63 divided by 7, so we can do the same thing. We're going to take 63 divided by 7. Well, we know that is 9. So we put 9 here. 9 is equal to 9, so this one is true. So that means 63 is my answer. So it says the solution for x is, and you're going to type in there, oops, or right in there. You're going to type in on your slide. You're going to type in 63. So the solution for x is 63 because it makes the equation true. And here we only have one answer because it's an equation. It has to be exactly that answer. So 9 had to be equal to 9. So now you're going to practice this on the next 2 slides, making sure that you substitute in, you solve, and then you're looking for which of the values that they give you make your equation true. If you have any questions, ask your teacher. Now that you've done one-step equations, we're going to look at two-step equations. And we're just going to add one little step on because it's a two-step equation. So here's a two-step equation problem. It looks pretty much like the one-step equation, but there'll be one extra step. Which of these values are a solution to the equation 5x minus 5 equals 70? We have 14, 15, and 16. So again, we're going to substitute a value in for x, where you see 5x. Well, we know that if a variable next to a letter, or a number here, a variable next to a number means to multiply. So this is 5 times some number minus 5, that's equals 70. So let's try our first number, 14. We're going to drag that into our box in place of our x. 14 was in place of my x. So then we're going to do 5 times 14. So you can do 14 times 5. That's 20. That's 5, 6, 7. That's 70. Then 70 minus 5 is what goes in this box, which we would know is 65. Is 65 equal to 70? The answer is no. They are not equal. So my answer here is false, which means that 14 cannot be my answer, cannot be my solution. So again, we have the same equation, 5 times x minus 5 equals 70. We're going to substitute in for x, and then this time we're going to substitute in the number 15. So now we're going to do 5 times 15 minus 5. So let's try that one. We have 15 times 5. That's 25. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 2. That's 5, 6, 7. That's 75. So we put 75 here because that was 5 times 15. Then 75 minus 5 is 70. And that makes this true because 70 is equal to 70. So this one is true. So it could be 15. Let's see if there's another number that would work. So let's try our last one, which is 16. Same equation, 5 times x minus 5 equals 70. We're going to substitute a number in for x. So we're going to take 16 and drag it into our box here. So now we're going to do 5 times 16. Let's do 16 times 5. That is 30. That's 5, 6, 7, 8. That gives me 80. 80 minus 5 is 75. Is 75 equal to 70? Nope. So we can put a line through it. So this one's false, which means that 16 cannot be my solution to this equation because remember, it had to balance, it had to be equal. So the solution for x is 15 because it makes the equation true. So remember, we substituted and we solved, and then we wanted to make sure that they came out equal to each other. If it's not equal, it cannot be a solution to your equation. You're going to practice on the next 3 slides. Once you're done with those 3 slides, make sure you read the last slide because you have one other thing to do after that. If you have any questions, talk to your teachers. Good luck.